Good evening, and welcome to Talking Songs with me, Rowland Jones, from a very, very hot Manchester. I don't know where it's. I mean, everywhere is hot. It's hot everywhere, and everywhere is hot. It's fantastic, really. It's so nice to be out and doing things, apart from at the moment when I'm sat in a room. But it's been great. Loads of people are smiling. I've not seen people smile in Manchester for some time now. So yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, we're not used to the heat. Well, certainly not in Manchester. And so we're all consuming liquid furiously, trying to keep cool. And yeah, so here we are again. And I've got a special guest with me tonight, who's a fantastic singer, absolutely amazing. And he's going to be talking to us in a minute. But start off with a song as usual. This is one of mine. And this is called Blue Ain't Just the Color of Your Eyes. Never thought that I was clever. No one ever said that I was wise. But there's one thing I know for sure. Blue ain't just the color of your eyes. You can make me feel good in the morning. You can feel me bad the same night. I don't know what's wrong with you, girl, but I sure know what is right. I never thought that I was clever. No one ever said that I was wise. But there's one thing I know for sure. Blue ain't just the color of your eyes. You can make me oh so happy. The highs are as good as it can get. You can make me oh so sad. They leave me with nothing but regret. Never thought that I was clever. No one ever said that I was wise. But there's one thing I know for sure. Blue ain't just the color of your eyes. Sometimes I think I might just run away. Just run away and hide. But something keeps pulling you back to me, girl. Something way down deep inside. Never thought that I was clever. No one ever said that I was wise. But there's one thing I know for sure. Blue ain't just the color of your eyes. It's really difficult playing guitar when you're hot and sweaty. Right, Mr. Ken Bailey, right, my guest here. I met him 10 years ago at an event in Umbria called Bianco Rosso and Blues. And what it is, Transylvania Blues has been running for, must be 25 years now, I suppose. A long, long time. And they started doing other things as well, not just the summer blues session. And they did this thing called Bianco Rosso and Blues, which was a celebration of music and food and wine. I mean, what can you not like? And something that I'd taken part in a couple of times. And I saw this particular night in Castiglione del Lago, there was a concert with Ken Bailey and Michele Bonivento. Now, I didn't know who Ken was, to be honest. I've not heard of him, but I did know Michele because I'd met him at Tropea Blues about a year or two earlier. So I thought I'll go along to this. And the setting was amazing. It's a sort of, it must be 14th century palazzo, which is all beautiful marble, and it was just extraordinary with a huge concert-sized grand piano and these two guys playing, and it was extraordinary. And Ken did what for me is still one of the most outstanding versions of Purple Rain I've ever heard. Him singing and playing sax and Michele on piano, and it was great. So it's been a delight to actually meet up again after 10 years. It's one of those times, like not sitting. So what have you been up to? Well, how do we fill in the previous 10 years? I don't know. Let's take it from there. I think it's the time I should introduce the man. Mr. Ken Bailey, where are you, Ken?
How do you do?
Yeah. Sax in hand.
Yeah, I was like, I want to take over this song right now. It's really nice. We'll have to talk.
Thank you.
Yeah. Definitely. And I was like, oh gosh.
I could hear you singing that. I have to say, I would like to hear you singing that.
It was like, you could pick up them chords again, please. I mean, it was just gorgeous.
Thank you.
I wasn't expecting that introduction either, to tell you the truth. We've already taught this week, but there was none of that.
Well, there you go. There you go. That's what they call background.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, as I said to you before, this has been for me a great opportunity to A, have something to do during lockdown, but B, to meet it with people I'd not seen for a long time, and you were one of them. And of course, the fact that we turned up on that course at the same time as well. That was
exactly.
A weird coincidence.
It's kind of like weird. You kind of like plucked me out there because I was kind of like under the bracket. I was like hiding away there in the background somewhere, and
clearly not hiding well enough.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure about the legitimacy of it, and like as when you work as a professional as such, and you always, well, for me personally, I'm always trying to improve things, and that be one of the things. So I wasn't sure at the the level
whether it was appropriate.
Yeah. But it actually turned out to be quite interesting. So
well, if nothing else, it got us back together again, which has been a delight for me, I have to say. Yeah. So Ken, let's talk about Ken Bailey then. When did the music thing start for you?
Man, music started for me when I was really little. Like in the home. I come from a Pentecostal background. My parents are well into church, and so I started singing from when I was like I don't know, 5. In front of a congregation, that kind of stuff. I think everybody's got different experiences and stuff, and that just happened to be an experience that changed a lot of things for me, because I think more of the fact I'm not just thinking about the musical aspect of things, but also being in front of people. And kind of like, I think developing your confidence, being in front of people as well, which has a detrimental impact on, I suppose, on performance and stuff. And and again,
were your parents musicians?
Well, my dad kind of like strums guitar and plays a bit of piano and plays a bit of bass and sings, all at level, amateur level kind of thing. But yeah, let's say he's my reference to music. And I suppose they were my support to it as well. My mom kind of like supported anything artistic that I did, because that's all I know how to do. I don't know how to like add 2 + 2. But you know, in music, my dad was quite, you know, very supportive, but very disciplinarian as well. You know, so had to like do the practice every day, you know, before going out to play, all that kind of plates and all that kind of stuff. But you know, to tell you the truth, now as an adult and living in another country as well, you know, it's that what kind of gets me through. Because I've got a desire to study, but not only if I know I need to do something. I mean, it's any hour of the night, any hour of the day. I've got to get up. I've got to go. I've got to do it. I've got to, you know, there's just, it's just part. It's innate. So that's, as much as I hated some of those moments, because like when all the rest of my chums went to back in home to have the dinner, and I was like just going out, you know, to go and eat them. Like, you know, but that's how I met some of my best friends, you know, because they were just like, I think the nerd ones that just like came out later. Like, so yeah, but they kind of like the solid people that I still have as a friendship circle. So you know, at the end, everything kind of works out.
In terms of the where I mean, because you lived in Nottingham,
yeah, I was born and raised there,
And what was the what was the reason for the move to Italy?
Well, the reason for the move is like, oh gosh, it's a long story, but instead of following music, because you know, just I've got my own kind of mindset, and the same people that kind of like made me that way is the same people, like so I decided to kind of like follow my other artistic traits kind of thing, and I studied art and design and stuff like that, and I had an offer to come to Italy to do some design work, so I said, okay, I'll follow it up, and I thought it'd be just like a couple of months. I'd just travel back from another country. So like I was there for about 3 months in another country, and I said I didn't really want to be at home, because it was kind of like, it went against what I said to myself, like, you know. However, I got this offer to come to Italy for 3 months. I did this stage, what you would call it, internship, and then from there, you know, I got job offers and stuff, and then from there, job offers, working as a professional, and I was like, man, you know, music is my thing.
Did you find, from my own personal experience, my love affair with Italy started again, not to do with music. Again, like you, I had another career, but I was invited to do a project out in Milan, and I went out to Milan, and I was there for 2 days, and we didn't get a single thing done. It was hysterically funny. It was just amazing, but I just fell in love with the place. And it was, I was there. There was a client of mine, and they wanted a promotional filmmaking, and this subsidiary company in Italy was going to be the subject of it. But he wanted them to pay for half of it, and they didn't want to pay for it. So it was cat and mouse for 2 days with a guy who pretended all the first day that he couldn't speak English, and then when we went out for dinner, he spoke fluent English, which he'd completely forgotten again by the following morning. It was brilliant. So I spent 2 days there, and I just fell in love with the place.
Sounds like
and
it's
it was it was.
I think I remember the first time I came to Italy was like when Ryanair was doing like flights at 99p. And, like,
those were the days.
Yeah, your airport tax was like 18 quid, and like, you could never work that one out. But so I think that was the first time, and it was to do with research for something, and I was like, it was quite intriguing. But what I found with a lot of expats, so to speak, is that you kind of just get caught here. You just get caught up. I mean, it's like you can't come here and think you're gonna go. like 10 years later, you might find a way out. Do you know what I mean? But usually, you know, it's kind of like you go through that kind of like barrier of like these pangs for going back home, or this, especially I didn't come here like maybe you did, like as a kind of alternative to like you know what my everyday was. It's kind of I came back with specific purpose, etc., and then it changed because I was like, man, I'm doing the wrong thing, you know. I've always done this, and it's music, and you know, and I started on it after going through another kind of profession, and I was like, okay, there was some things that I missed about home, and I think when you're living in another country, that it gets to that period where you're like, shall I stay or shall I go? And you know, I was about to go, and then I met my missus, and you know, whatever, you know,
the story changed.
Yeah, it's kind of a collision. You know,
brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about your music then. What are you going to play for us first?
Oh gosh, do I have to play something? Let's play your song. I'm like enthralled by that. It's kind of like got a nice moody sound.
Thank you.
You know, and I know my stuff. Well, I know. You know, this is the stuff that I kind of like pulled out, and it's funny you say like it's funny is singer-songwriter karaoke, but it's like yeah, I'm currently working on an album now, as you know, and this stuff is from like 10 years ago, 11, and so I have done some things in between that, but they always for other people, and so I'm privileged at this moment that I've gone through a lot of years just like doing things for other people and etc. And now I'm doing stuff for myself again. So
yeah, that's great
stuff. I'm going to try and run you through one of the songs. I don't know.
Okay.
It's been a long time, and yeah, that wasn't actually intentional, but it wasn't bad actually. Got like a start. Let's see. Right, the band has to get itself together. Come on, band.
Don't tell me the drummer's drunk.
Well, it could be. Usually it's the drummer, and usually the guitar player is at the bar talking to some chick. Every musician has got his role, I think.
Yeah. Well, for me, the drummer was always the one who I'm just going for a cigarette.
Yeah. And where is the drummer when you got to start the song? There's no drummer. Exactly. That's just like, I think it's prassy. It's classical, then.
It is.
You know, I think every because I play lots of different sets with different musicians and stuff, and I think it's all the time. It's the same.
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely. Yeah.
Needs a cigarette, and you're like, when you got to start the tune. I got nothing against drummers. I love drummers, but I got work with a couple that don't smoke as well. Yeah. This is called "Hold the Line." If I can remember all the words. Ooh yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. Ooh. Put me through, there's an emergency. Now tell me now what you do. Wait, I get a pen and think some. I take the deed, I got it in run. Now stop by telling me how it happened. Went so fast I need a rewind. Mister, if you keep your calm, everything will be just fine. There's some things you can't anticipate. And there's sometimes you just leave them to fade. Hold the line. Hold the line. Operator, I wasn't racing. You kept me on the line and I'm still here waiting. I can do much more than hope for. The next side out from this closed door. Now that you mention you want an exit, tell me what's on your mind. If you just respond in time, everything will be just fine. But there's some things you can't anticipate. And there's sometimes you just leave them to fade. Hold the line. Hold the line. Yeah. Hello? 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 Well, it's all over the news, some mixed up news, literally dazed and well confused. I don't know the people dress up shoes, so I can find an ideal muse and an opposite that you can't refuse, and left with the choice it's not to lose. Who's who? Did you figure out who's who? Right. Women with a mask in the face like a bat, men in them fine politically flat, and the celebrity states in the art of the act and the art of the business of the show. How about that? So many people deluded. Answer that. Well, I can't really, and I won't really. I'll pretend you didn't ask me. Went away? Went away? What do you mean went away? Bloody. Hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line. Oh, yeah. Oh, the line. Mm-hmm. Hold the line. Do-do-do. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Excellent. Absolutely amazing. Love it, man. I love the centre section. You know what it reminded me of? Ian Dury.
Oh, no.
Ian Dury and the Blockheads. It had that very sort of, you got very British humour in there still.
Absolutely.
That was great. What something must have kicked you off in that direction with that song. How did that happen, do you think?
Yeah,
can you remember?
I just think it was just remembering thinking that was just so left alone out there, and like the politics of lots of situations. I think in that time there was like it was like 2008, 7, 8, and I think there was some stuff happening around Iraq and all that kind of stuff. And plus, you know, there was I think Tony Blair was actually in quite in office, like around that time there was some things happening, and I just thought isn't it just so uncanny that, you know, we're kind of like left to kind of like deal with our own things when you need help, and when we need answers for things, like especially from those that are kind of like in power or in charge, that there's never really a straight answer. It's kind of like okay.
Well, see, I think what you're saying is you've written an anthem for today.
Well, it's just
because that's exactly how it feels at the moment.
But it's always like that, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
It's like it won't ever change, kind of thing. That kind of stuff. And I mean, it was the lightest way to make something of a political.
Yeah. No, it works. It works a treat. It works a treat, and also the mixing of your different accents and voices in it is brilliant. I love it.
Well, it's an old, you know. I think now it would have to be, you know. I think having the knowledge that I have now, it would be different. But I think there's some niceness to naivety.
Oh yeah,
naive.
Naivety, yeah, that'll
Naivety, yeah, that kind of works. So yeah, it's a learning process, all of it, all the time. So
life's a learning process.
Yeah.
So when you write, I mean, I know you as a singer and a sax player. You were saying before that you were studying music when you were a kid. What instrument were you studying as a kid? Piano or sax?
No, I started singing from when I was like about, like I say, about 5, 4 or 5. Then that kind of like, we sang in church all the time, and then there was occasions where I'd be like in front of public and do occasional things, and then talent shows and all that kind of stuff. And then before they became X Factors and all that kind of stuff. Then when I was around, I think 10 and a half, it was about 10 actually, and I went with my dad to a concert, and there's a guy playing a silver sax, hence silver sax.
Right. Okay.
And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's something I can play.
Right.
I just love the sound of it, and
it's
kind of like there was a section. I think if I like talking to you now, I'm kind of like, okay. There's kind of like sections to life, with like certain parts are like a railroad and sliding over one binario to another. One binario, which is Italian.
Binario.
One.
I'll do the subtitles.
Gosh, one rail to another. So like my choice to play sax kind of like moved my voice away.
Yeah.
And then when I kind of like, I started feeling, it's stupid, I know, but I started feeling embarrassed about playing, like when I was about 16 or something. It was just like stupid. Anyway, but it's what happened. And I think I was just like discovering new things about myself as well. So like singing came back, and then writing, I was already writing from when I was about 12, 13. So that I was writing, and just general growth, a bit of ignorance as well, because like this, and I think then getting back onto cultural things, it's just like, life's just, you've just got to take it in its stride. And I think there's things could have been so much better, or they could have been so much worse. It is what it is, kind of thing.
But when for that song, for example, I mean, how did you envisage that? Did you co-write it with another musician, or was that all your idea? I love the idea.
I've wrote all the songs on this, just like the album I'm doing at the moment. Probably why it took me 10 years.
There's no rush.
Exactly. Well, how did it happen? Let me look at the lyrics. I think I started thinking, I was really like, I think I might have had like something like "Hold the Line" in my head, and then I probably like I made maybe association to like what the line? What do you mean hold the line? So like so then I've like operator, so operator, put me through. I've got an emergency. Tell me what I've got to do. But this person is like the person that I'd like to talk to if I needed help. It would be my inner self. It would be another person. It could be, either of the two. And then that same person in another voice, saying,
that's brilliant. That's really good.
Calm down. It'll be fine. Just tell me what you need. And
I've just occurred to me that the theme of the telephone in songs. I mean, there's Lowell George and Little Feat, wonderful song. Hello, give me missing persons and tell me what is it you need. Fabulous song. Again, starting off with somebody pleading on the phone. And then there's a classic blues about long distance call. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, there you go. There goes my ignorance tab again.
Well, to be honest, it's not a theme I've ever thought of before, but I suspect there's and more recently, I suppose, there's Hanging on the Telephone.
Yeah, I do. Which
Debbie Harry.
There's the song title itself, Hold the Line, which is Toto.
Yes.
And I wasn't aware of that at all until, you know, someone said to me, well, that's the same title as Toto. And I'm like, oh, you know, you don't ever want that.
No, you don't.
You're like, don't. Oh, you thought it was original.
I think one of the worst experiences is if you've got a new song and you play it first time to your band, and they say, "Oh, it goes like," I said, "No, it doesn't. It doesn't." Because I don't want. If you think, no, you don't want to do that, because if you're thinking that, when we rehearse it, you'll be thinking that song, not this song. So bloody concentrate.
Yeah. Well, so, you know, sometimes the changes are just so finite. You know. Between a chord and a rhythm, between I don't know, just adding a seventh instead of like using a sixth to go somewhere else, or I don't know. It's just, there's just so many things that can be done with similarity.
Absolutely.
And I think probably there's you know, our ears are so conditioned as well to so many things. I think there was
and to hear things that we like.
I think there was Bobby McFerrin that kind of like stepped away from things for about 3 years or something like that, so he could find a voice that he wasn't like anybody else. But I mean, I think that was at the beginning or mid beginning of his career, kind of thing.
Have you ever seen the thing with him on? I think it's on YouTube. Well, it must be on YouTube. That's right. I think I saw it. Where he does this talk to an audience, and it's not like a collection of musicians. There may be musicians there, and he explains to them the pentatonic scale. And gets them to sing it. It's just amazing.
Genius. Let's call it genius.
Yeah, it is genius. It is. It's beautiful
because it's already there, but he just makes you aware.
He picks it out, doesn't he?
You know where it is. You know, it's gorgeous. What he does is amazing.
Yeah, phenomenal guy. Phenomenal guy. Yeah,
I met him once. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I went to
is he as nice a bloke as he looks?
Yeah. Listen, I went to a concert in Milan. His concert. It was about 12 years ago, and I just said, I got up from the audience. It was like near the end. I said, I've got to go and meet him right now. And I went out the side door, the exit door, and there was a doorman, etc., or a bouncer, whatever you call it. I said, I'm going to go and meet Bobby McFerrin. And he was like, okay. I just walked down, and there's another guy, and he came out of the backstage door near to the change rooms, I think, or whatever. And I said, oh, Mr. McFerrin, can I talk to you? He's like, yeah, just give me 5 minutes. 5, 10, 15. Anyway, he comes out because he would obviously be talking to a lot of people. So all right, let's go for a walk. I was like,
fabulous.
I'm like, so we went for a walk, man. We just chatted. You know, I was like, whoa. And we didn't really talk about music, because that's what I find, like, talking with musicians. Yeah, it's very rare we talk about music. With those
absolutely
those musicians that I kind of like dig. You know, it's
well, if you think about it, our first conversation on the phone, whenever it was, a few days ago, we actually spoke for an hour before we even mentioned music.
True. Yeah, it's true. I dig you too, you know.
It's good.
Like, it's nice, but it's also nice talking about music. Don't get me wrong, but you know, it's like I heard Herbie Hancock say the other day, music is about life. It is life, you know. So and that's very often how I see most things. Even when I was like putting pen to paper, it's like I didn't want to talk about specific products of whatever industry it was, you know. Like, not necessarily, because it's like I was never too much into it, but I was on the outside of it, of what I could imagine it should be. Do you know what I mean? But music's a little different to that, because there's so much of the mechanism that you've got to study and kind of like get into to get what you want out, kind of thing. Or at least that's how it's happened for me.
I think that what you're saying there is quite an interesting point, and it exists not only in music but in other sort of creative arts as well. I mean, if you look historically at the number of, say, British novelists who have come from an advertising background.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, It's sort of, Salman Rushdie at one time wrote the slogan "Go to work on an egg" for the egg marketing board.
Wow.
And there's a whole you can. I mean, I did a whole piece about this some years ago.
You've got a book, haven't you? Come on. What's the name of the book?
For that one, I don't. But yeah, you're right. Normally, I do. But yeah, it's just that fact that you kind of like hone your craft a bit.
Yeah.
And then, I can't remember who had written the piece I was reading about it, and they were saying that, of course, this doesn't always work because Guinness, at a certain point, approached Brendan Behan to see if he'd write a slogan for them, and he came up with "It gets you drunk." And they decided that probably wasn't a good one. I love that story. I've just got another suggestion in from my good wife here saying long distance information get me Memphis, Tennessee. There you go. There's another telephone.
Oh, that's another.
Another telephone song.
Well,
so
it's got to be riddled, hasn't it? All
the
lyrics.
Never occurred to me before though. I mean, it's just that when you said it, and I was thinking about. And I'm a huge Lowell George fan. I thought he was wonderful, one of the greats. And I do love that song in particular.
Who sorry?
Lowell George from Little Feat.
Lowell George. Okay.
Yeah. Check out the an album called The Last Record Album, or Dixie Chicken, or Sailing Shoes. Any of those three will knock your socks off.
Wow.
So okay, let's come back to Ken Bailey's songs. What are you going to do for us next?
Oh gosh, we're still in. We're right in.
I'm just piling you through, man. Was that one?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Right. Let's see. My orchestra. Are you ready, guys?
Oh, the drummer's having a cigarette.
Exactly. I always blame the drummer. I'm going to have it with drummers. Like, I love drums. I mean, I've
me too.
Got this year, but anyway.
It's my Italian drummer's birthday tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Gianluca Meconcelli.
Ah, salute Gianluca. E auguri per domani. In arrivo per domani, because in Italy it's like it's bad luck if you celebrate.
It's bad luck, yeah.
In England, we're like all over the shop. You know what I mean? I brought this for your birthday next week. Yeah. This is for next year's birthday. Break a leg. All right. Okay.
Okay. Where are we?
Here we go. Can you hear that?
Yep. Oh,
yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to make my way, trying to earn rent day to day. Living ain't easy, get the money, got the bills to pay. High prices. Living at a standard when your mind is always hammered, when you're pushing for a way and you're rising to a limit, hitting hard times. Hard times. Hard times. Hard times. Yeah. Try to lift it up and just float away. Symptoms of the pressure, you understand you're on your way. Up, people. When you feel the weight is falling and the voice of flight is calling, don't you give in to the pressure. Every man has got a measure in this hard times. Hard times. Hard times. Hard times. Yeah. Yeah. Take away. People working suffer more than they would ever care to say. Strange features to a place that has no name in a world that knows no pain, where the people are the same as a standard common frame. Hitting hard times, yeah, hard times, hard times, yeah, hard times. Ooh, yeah. We're sending out an SOS. We were to the east to west. We know we like to find a way to change our world. Sending out an SOS from people to the north to south. We know we like to find a way to change our world. Why don't tell them hard times? Yeah, hard times. Hard times. Yeah, hard times. Yeah.
Excellent. Musical mayhem. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Sneaky little bits of Stevie Wonder groove coming in there, and lovely, love it. Listen, what about who are your musical heroes? You mentioned.
Well, yeah, definitely Stevie.
Yeah.
Who?
Okay, who for sax players for a start? Let's try that one.
Wow, sax. Well, definitely Charlie Parker.
Yeah,
obviously, but you know, more modern. I like Joel Frem in this moment. I like some of the Chris Potter things and Michael Brecker, but I'd say Cannonball Adderley. I like those kind of styles. There's a new guy that I'm listening to a bit that I'd like to study. Patrick Bartley.
Didn't know that name.
Yeah, there's you know, there are a few guys around, and probably just it's like saying, okay, what songs do you know? Probably around 400.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Summertime. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Give me sunshine.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like
everybody goes blank completely.
Yeah.
So maybe it's an unfair question. Okay, let's try singing. What about singers then?
Singers, well, like you've already mentioned, Stevie. But yeah, I think Prince is. What I tend to say is like relationship to any whether it's sax, because I do look quite a bit at like sax, but as in terms of vocalists, it's really, I like globes, let's say. So I like the Prince globe, I like the Hendrix globe, I like the Stevie globe. They're kind of like planets, you know.
Okay.
And I'm
areas of working, as it were.
Yeah, I'm more and areas of sound, and I'm more inclined and attracted to particular artists that kind of like are kind of global in the sense of work, not just for vocals or rap. Like there's a young guy called Anderson .Paak is great as well. You know, who these people also kind of like maybe I emulate some of them, but I also have similar formulas because of my upbringing as well. So and my age and like my interests. So you know, where I might say, you know, the cadences and the lead notes would be different to like The Weeknd. It'll be he is kind of like different because probably I don't have that kind of point of view.
Mm.
But I mean, I enjoy kind of like some of the scales of where he starts his stuff, and
Yeah,
and I think that's probably can't go too much into the theory of things as such, because I mean it's a massive subject and I need to study it more as well. But I think it's like I have to learn something for, I think, a wedding I've got to do for Sade. Like,
right.
if you look at most of the choices that they've made for her voice, they are leaning towards certain scales, and
I know what you
those
mean.
scales and those melodies actually have harmonic form results
Structures,
because of the structure, because of the formulas that they're using. So it's kind of like Sade has a particular world, you know her for that kind of thing. Not that that's not really my bag as such, but I respect it totally. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I go as far as artists. I've kind of like come out of like who's my artist as a particular singer, because I've kind of like, and I suppose that there's a lot of dialogue and there's a lot of information in doing that, and there's so many people and there's so many bands and there's so many. I mean, you could talk like a great album. Another globe is like Steely Dan, or what's his name, the Nightfly, which is Donald
Fagen. I'm a huge fan of those guys. I saw them in Lucca some years ago, and the thing that amazed me is I didn't know they were on, or hadn't, for whatever reason, and we were in Lucca about 2 days before the gig, and there were still tickets available, which I was stunned at.
Well,
but it was brilliant.
It's not like I really, really know them well, but I know their sound. I've got Nightfly, the Donald Fagen, which is a fantastic album. It's absolutely fantastic. And it's less dense than with Steely Dan. Steely Dan is dense stuff. I mean, that's cream. You're not going to get through that easily. You know what I mean?
It is. Dense is a good word for it, because I don't know if you've ever heard any of the solo albums by Becca. They are manic.
Really?
They are really completely different. Because I think that Fagen recorded Nightfly while Becca was inside for Possession, and then later on Becca did a solo album. I can't remember what it's called. I've got it. It's here somewhere. But it's angst ridden. It's like really edgy, the sound to it. Whereas Fagen is much more melodic, but also I think Fagen's lyrics are
incredible.
They're
out of there. I mean, it's like he's an author,
As we're talking, a friend of mine, Hugh Blaser, has just come on, and he said, "Nightfly, still fresh as a daisy." How many years on?
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. I mean, it's just like, it's an amazing album.
He's just told me 7 tracks of whack. That was the Becca solo album. I mean, you can tell by the title it's going to be. Thanks, Hugh. Well done, mate. You're Googling faster than I can, or you've got a better memory than me. Probably the latter, or maybe both. Who knows? But 7 tracks of whack. Oof.
You remember that? You remember to use Google. I mean, that's like Weather Report as well. There's just so many. In fact, in the album I'm writing at the moment, I'm kind of like pulled cues from, it's not even intentionally. There's just things that I feel musically that are probably linked and closer to specific globes more than others.
Oh, absolutely,
That's just that's just where it is at the moment, and
I think it's a kind of unconscious process, isn't it? I mean, people have asked me, what do I describe what I do as, and I used to use the term contaminated, as in contaminated blues, because there's bits of jazz in there and bits of country in there, and I know full well when I do certain things, and I play them back to myself, even if I'm just playing it back to myself in my head, I know where that came from. I can deduce that it came from a Steely Dan album or a Bill Withers track or something or other. So it's all
another great one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you can put it down to me. For me, the people that I like are composers. They're songwriters. They write music, and that goes as instrumentalists or singer songwriters or actual composers, classical composers and stuff, which I'd like to delve into a little bit more. And
How do you fancy doing another tune then?
What should I do? Something melodic. I'll try and remember the words to this song. It's something that I did in 2030. You said I had difficulty with this. Hard times, like, oh, what did you write, man? Yeah. It's like, I remember this came to me. I was in the supermarket, and like it was at the beginning of like crossing over into music, and like I kind of like sacrificed a high-paid job to come and do something where I was getting paid peanuts, and and I just remember in the supermarket, it's like hard times. So yeah, because I had no money in my pocket as well. So, yeah. Anyway, so that's where
this is hard times.
Well, now is just hard times for other things. I mean, it takes ages to get music moving. It takes just so much petrol. I actually at this moment, it's like we've started back, and I actually feel a little tired because I'm just not used to the grind of certain things, but been working hard on other things, and it's really demanding, and travel and learning new songs and songs you don't want to learn as well. All that kind of stuff. It's just like, and people pester you like, oh, where's this, and can you get this in? And like, whoa, I'm so used to on my Jack Jones kind of like
excellent,
minding my own business. Right.
Okay. Well, while you're doing there, I'll just tell you that we've got some Italian listeners in as well. Imola Rebecca from Firenze, and an old mate of mine, Giacomo Del Buono from Pacciano in Umbria. And who else did I see there?
Ciao a tutti ascoltatori italiani.
There's somebody else.
No, and UK, obviously, and wherever else in the world, your Anglophone. And this thanks for listening, and thank you, Rowland, for this.
Absolute pleasure, mate. I'm enjoying it. So where are we going? That what's this tune then?
I don't know. It's called On the Rails. Well,
right.
Seriously, bear with me, because I'm wondering if my head's going to kick in with the lyrics. It's like, have you noticed, like we're talking about it before? Yeah. There's some songs that I've done all the time, and like I've gone back and like, and there's songs like if I looked at the palm of my hand, I'd know the songs better than the palm of my hand, kind of thing. Like, do you know the palm of your hand?
Yeah, it's pretty well.
Like, you do know it pretty well. I can't say that I know that kind of like, but I don't know, like these songs, I've been stood there just like, how does it begin? I can't remember how it begins, and you've got the danger of trying to like look up lyrics on Google and all that kind of stuff. And let's see. Right. So this is called On the Rails, and I wrote the lyrics to this song and the melody. So this is what we call a top line, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah. So the music was written by an Italian guy called Marco Gabriele and another guy called Alessandro Paiaro. And I did this, which took me on a radio tour around Italy. And
nice.
Yeah, with some Italian guys. Was Max Pizzali, and I did
all right
105 and all that kind of stuff. Like just one event with them, and then anyway. So this is On the Rails, I think. Stop and listen. down the window, my image becomes so distorted with each drop that falls. Oh, who's looking for an answer? Some careless, see faces young and old. Where are they going? Where are they from? So many stories must have been told. Oh, who's looking for an answer? I told you I had no doubt in my mind, but this time I wanna be a better man. I wanna tell you I understand. This time I won't let you go from me, and I won't walk away. Travel along on the rails. Sure old lady stares me in the eye, says no one's perfect. Do you realize joy's in the trip, not when we arrive? Everybody's searching for an answer that will leave no doubt in their mind. This time I wanna be a better man. I wanna show you I understand. This time won't let you go from me, and I won't walk away anymore. This time I wanna be a better man. I wanna show you I understand. This time I won't let you go from me, and I won't walk away. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This time I wanna be a better man. I wanna show you I understand. This time won't let you go from me, and I won't walk away anymore. This time I wanna be a better man. I wanna show you I understand. This time I won't let you go from me, and I won't walk away anymore. Oh, this ain't the end of the line.
Nice. Excellent stuff. Excellent. So your new album, when's this due?
God knows.
You're meant to be positive and say we're just finishing touches just at that moment.
No. I mean, oh man, it's been such a new experience because it's out of my hands kind of thing, and I'm so used to not asking anybody doing, and not doing because I'm not having enough time to do. But there's always something to do. I have a family and etc. And it's really, really impenyative, and that's not a real word in English, but it works.
No, it's not impegnativo. No,
it does not work. There's not that word in English. I've looked, and
I can't.
It's, how do you say?
It means it takes a lot of effort and a lot of time, basically, doesn't it? We haven't got a word for it.
No, but it must be a word. It's got to be close. Anyway, so it should have been September, or I thought it would have been September. It's not, and because it's not in my hands, I signed the contract, and so they have basically everything, and it will be decided, and we're still working. And the beauty of it is that I'm having to be patient. I'm having to learn, and I'm getting through it. Although there are times where it feels like you're not doing anything, and it's not going ahead, and you just feel distant from it. And then there's everything that happens, and then you're like, oh,
yeah, oh god,
yeah. So yeah, I've had some great sessions being recording in Verona, the musicians, which was fantastic.
All right.
Know, like hearing the compositions like really, come alive. And the pre-productions were nice and everything, because they, I'd arranged quite a bit, but with the production and the producer, which is a great guy called Ricky Quagliato. He's a wonderful musician, multi-instrumentalist as well. He just like put some finishing touches on, and made some corrections, and just said, well, this could be here, or etc. And just those slight nudges here and there make a world of difference. It's like you can take it to 80%, but take that to 95 is like real tough stuff,
Yeah.
So, and that's what you get when you're working with other people as well. Which the first album, I didn't do that. I just thought I'll do everything, and no, you don't do everything. You give other people to do what they can do, and you sit down and just do what you can
do your bit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been
but it's a bit like when you've got that if you've got a song. I've only worked with a producer once, and I said, I've never done this before, so I don't quite know how to handle it. And we discussed it a while, and I said, well, look, just imagine for a minute that I'm not writing songs. Imagine I'm a gardener, right? Yeah, and you're a cook. Yeah. And I've cooked these wonderful. I've grown these wonderful aubergines or whatever, courgettes, sure. And I want you to do something with them. Yeah. Now, if you say you're going to put a lot of chili in them, I'm going to say no, because I don't like lots of chili. But anything else, you come along, suggest it, and then we'll try it. And he said, yeah okay, that'll do. So that's how we worked. And there were a few points. There was a certain point where I said, and it's such a minor thing, but I just found it really irritating. There was one thing he put in, and it was I think it was a wood block on the percussion track.
He's like, where does that
come from? Oh god, it's horrible. It's horrible.
Why is that why is the Andes in like in the middle of like Nashville?
It's like, it was crazy. I'm thinking this is it sounds like somebody's outside doing some sort of physical work. But yeah. So we
on that as well.
Yeah.
Can I just mention on the same thing that working with this team, it's made the difference because they've respected some of my decisions.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've listened and they've kept things quiet. So it is important to find people who kind of listen to you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I just noticed we've got another hello in here. This is from a guy called Baghdad Wazir, who is he lives in Lille, and we were coming back from Italy 2 years ago after I'd played at the Trasimeno Festival, and we'd stopped in Lille, and we went out to eat that night. We got a taxi and an Uber cab, and this guy was the driver, and we got talking, and he said, what have you been doing? And I said, I've been doing a gig down in Trasimeno. Okay. And he said, I'm a musician too. And he didn't say anything more than that. And then we got out of the cab, and as we were walking away, we're about 100 yards away, and he comes legging down the road. He says, this is my CD. And we've been in touch ever since, and he drops in quite regularly to these shows. So
nice.
Good evening.
Hello there, Baghdad.
Yeah, good man. He's a good man. Well, Ken, it's the hour has flown. We're
you're kicking me out, aren't you? I can feel it. You're just going to.
Well, I was going to say you're more than welcome to do another tune if you'd like.
Let's do your tune.
Well, we can't do that because there's too much latency between us. We'll be half a bar out by the time we get to the first verse.
We haven't tried it, have we? We could try it.
Oh, I've tried it. Trust me, on StreamYard, it doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. There's very few systems. But we shall try. We shall try that song at a different point. But if you'd like to do another one of yours, that would be wonderful.
I would try. Okay.
How
about this one?
Right.
I don't know if you like it.
People will think that's a Milan accent.
You know that accent, Tom. Well, we're right northern right now. So.
And Nottingham's not north. To be fair.
Well, we've got north and south in Nottingham. That's the beauty of Nottingham.
Is that right?
Yeah. And we've got up north. We talk like that. We don't say I. Well, there's very few, unless you're really, really country. It's I. But that's I's a bit Yorkshire.
Yeah.
But, and then we got the southern kind of talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a kind of like, which is not London, but it's like, you know.
Yeah,
it's a little
bit that way.
Yeah, I mean, we've
you have to shake your head when you talk like that, don't you? It's part of the deal.
You know what I mean? Yeah, or else it's not quite the same with it. You know, Italians move their hands, or you know, like gesticolare.
In Britain, we move our shoulders.
To talk in that way, you got to move your shoulders, like you know.
That's great. Love it. Love it.
So here we go. This is called. Seed of the earth. Seed of the earth. So it's a little bit I don't know, it's a mix between a bit of classic Moonlight Sonata and a bit ragamuffin. That was the idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on now. Yeah. Whoa. Oh. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Well, them say, why them say, see that the army just extract from creation. Blatant rebel farm against some type of education that don't set the people see about mental repatriation. And love my child life, max sexy dust. Born from frustration, confidence hit the dust. So by my delegation, that don't let nobody tell me trust the right from the wrong, no. If it seems like that justice is wrong, yeah. Rise up if you understand. If you understand, then take a stand. Rise up, yeah. If you understand, then take a stand. See them out, them walk in a society, them a promote too much hypocrisy, them not talk about democracy. Listen when them a talk a piece of fallacy, with their conscience truly ill. Yeah, you sung, you thought you will. How would you really feel when you dismiss the real deal? What does it mean when you seek from conspiracy, poverty, beat you shivering, 10 chills? Chill. Feel the people's every wrong type of information, and that seem to make society break out in segregation. True as the colors, the Father, Son, and creation. I only know about love, man, I know about segregation. How long you want to clap up the people, toleration, with the backbiting, clap up them type of standardization. When shine love as your guide, then the Father will provide. In my heart it will reside. With love there's no compromise. True as the sun it will rise up, yeah. If you understand, then take a stand, rise up. If you understand, hey, then take a stand, you. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, the many faces of Ken Bailey. That's amazing. Somebody's put like the changes in the vocal rhythms. Sweet, mate. Sweet. There you
nice
go.
One.
That's from Eddie. Eddie's here every week with us.
Cheers, Eddie. Cheers, mate.
Kev, it's been an absolute delight, mate. A really, really good time. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you have too. And
I have. It's been wonderful.
Cool. Keep me posted about the new album.
Yeah.
Let me know what's happening with that.
Yeah.
And we shall keep in touch.
Yep.
And maybe one day we will get to play that song together.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just really nice that.
Thank you.
I mean, I had my sax here. I was like, man,
you were champing at the bit, weren't you?
Man, like you can play it on the way out. I'll put my sax in mute, and you know.
Great, excellent. Okay, mate, you look after yourself. Hope everything goes well with everything, and I shall speak to you shortly. Okay, cheers, man.
Bye. Take care. Bye, everybody. Thank you for listening. Bye.
The many faces that came back. That was brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I hope you guys did too. And that's all from Talking Songs for us this week. Next week will be a surprise. Next week will be a surprise because I've had a cancellation, so I don't know who's doing it yet. So it'll be a surprise for me as well as you. But do come along. We'll definitely have somebody here in the studio, and hopefully we'll have a second chat and a drink and a bit of music like we normally do. So to everybody out there, everybody who's joined us and said hello, to Hugh, to Baghdad, to Eddie, to hang on, who else have we got here? To Giacomo, to Imola, Sonia, Kath. Sorry, I missed you out before, Kath, and Mr. Colin Campbell, who's always here. So from me, from still a very warm Manchester, have a lovely evening and see you again next week. Take care. Bye.